Hey guys, I'm back with a new video. In this video, we'll go over the static and class methods in Python. So first let us see what these methods actually are, and then we will see them in action. So first let us start with static methods. Now static methods are those methods which do not have self-parameter as their first implicit argument. In the previous video, I had discussed about the definition of static methods, that these are methods that are shared equally among all instances of the class. Now static methods are generally used to create utility functions for a class as a whole. Before writing one, let us go over the class methods as well, and then we will see a code example for both of these methods. Now these are methods that are accessible on the class and not on the instance of the class. Now there is one thing that makes them different from static methods, and that is the class parameter that the class methods take as the first argument, and this parameter points to the class, which enables you to access the state of the class. Also, if you mutate something on the state of class, the change will get reflected across all the instances based on our class blueprint. Now as an example, if you modify the class variable, that change will get reflected across all the instances as well. So now we know what these methods are. Let us define a static and class method for our car class. So I'm back in my Visual Studio Code, and let us see how we can define a static method. Now in order to define a static method, we can make use of the decorator. So in order to define a decorator, I can say at and then static method, and let us name a method is expensive, and as I told you, this will not receive the self parameter, okay, because it is shared equally among all instances of a class and it is not bound to an object. So I will just pass the price, and then I will see that if the price is greater than 1 lakh, then you will return true that the car is expensive. Otherwise you will say the car is not expensive, so we will return false. And this check will evaluate to true or false, because this is a check where we are looking for the price of the car to be greater than 1 lakh. So right here, let us define the class method. So I'll first use the decorator at class method, and I will name the method as manufacture car, and this will take on the class as your first argument. So using this argument, you will be able to access the state of your class, the entire class. So this will not take any self parameter, and then I will pass on name, model number, price and color. Now using the CLS parameter, we can refer to the state of the class, and I can say return CLS, and here I will pass on the name, the model number, the price and the color, and we will pass these variables to our constructor function in order to manufacture, or in order to create a new car. So let us go right down below, and now in order to invoke our static method, I can make use of the class name, and then I will call the method on the class name. So I can say accessing the static method, so print car, which is the name of the class, and on that we have the static method is expensive, and here I will pass on a price. So let us say 20,000, and now let us run the file by saying python class static.py, and you can see we are getting false because the price that we passed was 20,000, so it got passed to our static method is expensive. We compared the price with 1 lakh, and definitely it is a smaller amount, so we return false here because this check fails, and this will return false, which we are printing to the terminal. And then let us try our class method as well. So let us invoke it to manufacture a car. So I can say, and this will spit out an instance based on the defined blueprint, and I can store that in a variable. So I can say car dot manufacture car, which is your class method that is bound to the class, and I will pass on the name of the car as Ferrari, and model number say A, price as 10 lakh, and color as red. and this will spit out an instance based on the defined blueprint, and I can store that in a variable Ferrari. And now let us try our methods by saying Ferrari.getCarPrice, and now let us run the file. And you can see we are getting the price of the car, which is 10 lakh. And now let us try our static method on the Ferrari instance. So I can say print car, and on the car class I can use the static method is expensive, and I can say Ferrari dot get the car price. Now what will happen here is that Ferrari dot get car price will give us the price of the car, and we will pass that price to the is expensive static method, and this will return us a boolean. So let us run the file, and you can see we are getting true because the car is expensive. So this was all about the video on class and static methods in Python. So if you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get the notification for all the upcoming uploads, and I will see you guys in the very next one.